When Steel Talks, everybody listen.
This is When Steel Talks. We're here with Kernel Simon, captain of Despers USA Steel Orchestra. The panorama season has concluded for yet another year, this time of 2024. We are, I would say, on Linden Boulevard, but to be more precise, in the background, we've got the panyard where Despers USA was located for this panorama season and also last year at the same time, right?
Yes.
Welcome. And you have a lot to get off your mind, so we're going to get into it. But first of all, congratulations on coming out for another season, because in this trying landscape that we call the pan scene in New York and Brooklyn, there's always some sort of a challenge every year, and it seems to be getting even more so. It's getting worse, right?
Yes.
So just to acclimatize people where we are, that panyard or that schoolyard, which served as your panyard, is located officially at 985 Rockaway Avenue, and it's originally the Thelma Hamilton School, which was IS 275, but that's been closed, and there are a few other educational institutions there. But nonetheless, Despers USA Panyard was here last year and this year.
This was our home for 2 years.
For 2 years, so two pan seasons, which generally starts up, like, say, about when?
I would say July.
Okay.
Like the middle to the ending of July.
And then we're looking at about a month and a half, roughly.
Yes.
To intense pan activity. Talk about what your season was like. Let's just kind of recap for 2024.
The season was very interesting. We had some ups. But more downs this season. This season was one of the toughest seasons since I've been playing pan in Brooklyn. Okay. One of the toughest seasons.
Before we get into that, very briefly, let's just state here for the record that Despers USA used to be on Classen Avenue for decades.
Yes, 621
Classen Avenue. That used to be Atlantic and Pacific. It used to be between.
Yes.
And only within the last few years, with regentrification and the changing real estate climate, things have become more, I should say, challenging, not just for Despers, but for other bands. But specifically for you guys, having been located there for what, like 30, 40 years, something like that?
Probably more than that.
And that was then, and now things have changed, and you are essentially facing a challenge almost every year, trying to find a place to practice for 6 weeks with the run-up to Panorama, which, of course, is part of the Labor Day weekend. So talk about what 2024 meant for you. First of all, as your first year as the captain of Despers USA. You've been a veteran player, but talk about your captaincy. What was that like for you? You're a veteran, you're respected within the entire steel band fraternity in New York. You're not a strange face, but talk about the new sense of responsibility of such a legendary band on the New York steel band landscape.
So, since becoming captain of Despers USA, it was kind of tough, I should say, because finding a place to practice.
So even though you were here last year, it wasn't to give you back this year?
We wasn't too sure, but we was more holding off on this one at the last resort, but we really wanted a yard that
was more welcoming.
Yes, so it could feel like a panyard. That's what we wanted. That panyard
feeling, the vibe, the energy.
You cannot beat that panyard feel.
Got it.
This is just a school
environment for practice.
Yes.
All right. So.
But this year was very interesting. I seen a lot. I heard a lot. There was a lot of good thing. There was some people for you, there was some people against you, but I put all that behind me and just try to focus on the band. My goal wasn't really to win, which I wanted to win. I'm not even gonna lie, I wanted to win.
Of course, every band that goes to Panorama every year wants to win.
But I more wanted to gain the players' trust, because every year, no matter where you go, you hear, oh, my band don't care about me, they don't respect you.
Really?
And you know how they say bands don't do nothing for them, but I more wanted to show more appreciation this year. That's why
For your membership.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what we had the
focus was on.
Yeah, and the Players Appreciation Awards and all that. So we award some of the older folks who taught us. Who taught myself,
like
Odie, and yes,
the older
Edgar,
people.
Tony, yes, Vern. So I was more looking for that. I was more for the players.
For the membership, for the music organization, for its legacy.
Yes. The players and the supporters, because without the supporters, yes,
okay,
you could say the players too, but without the supporters, sometimes I think we wouldn't have players if we didn't have all that.
That makes sense.
Yes.
So, in terms of the challenges you faced for the season here, you said this really wasn't what you were looking for, but it was what was available when the time came that you needed to find a place to practice. What was some of the mechanisms you looked at in terms of trying to make this environment work for you, maybe with community and so forth?
So at the beginning of the season, we had a meet and greet with the community. Not a lot of them came out. We went around, we had flyers, we went to the building, we went across the street.
Because there's a neighborhood across there,
yes.
Then you have condos across there, so therefore you went. Some of the members of the band gave out flyers.
We also had help from the school.
Right.
The school was actually very, very, very helpful.
Okay.
They actually help us, like, organizing the flyers with the building, reaching out to the community and
because
stuff.
they are part of the community as well. So therefore, both Despers USA, with the full support of the school or schools here, made community outreach. What was the result of that?
We didn't get the turnout we expected
from the community.
Okay. But before we even started, they already started complaining.
Who started complaining?
Some of the people in the community.
How did you know that?
Because they started calling the cops the first day. The first day we started.
First day of practice. This will be in July.
Yes, the first day of practice, the cops came.
What happened?
They came and they said we have till 10 o'clock.
Okay. To practice.
Yes,
right.
till 10 o'clock. But they call the cops way before 10. The cops sometimes come there way before 10 to try and shut us down.
Did you have a meeting with the precinct as well?
Yes, we had a meeting with the precinct.
So officially you guys were allowed to be here, as well as working with the school. So the precinct was aware, and officially you all were allowed to practice.
To practice, yes.
Well, and the cutoff time as far as the precinct was concerned?
The cutoff time was supposed to be 7. We supposed to cut off at 11.
11, not 7.
Yes, not 7. 11.
11 o'clock, okay.
11, Sunday to Thursday. And Friday and Saturday we could go till 12.
But that was not what was happening?
No. We had meetings with them. We come up with an agreement with them.
So hang on, what you're saying is that the precinct, there was an agreement that you would go until 11 for like 5 nights, and 2 nights like Saturday, Friday and Saturday was still 12?
Yeah, Friday and Saturday is till 12 o'clock.
But still the
they
police
still
themselves still came early?
Because
that's puzzling.
Because it kind of was a little bit our fault too, because we was supposed to get the plaque from Watica, like a permit from Watica, which take forever to get. So we didn't
It took forever to get from WIADCA. WIADCA is the West Indian American Carnival Association, and they're responsible. They're the event organizer.
Yes.
So the plaque is something that you guys applied for?
Yeah. Yes, they gave it to us, so the community and the cops, everybody would know, like, this is the cutoff time.
Right. And where would that plaque go?
The management have it. So anytime the cops come, all we had to do is show it to them.
Okay, but 2 things to be clear on. You already had an official understanding and permission from the NYPD that your practice was to cut off at 11. Even though this plaque had not been
But the thing
yet.
is with that, every cop came, it's always something different. They would say, oh, they didn't know it was 11 o'clock, it's supposed to be 10 o'clock, so...
Okay, why didn't Despers USA have this plaque that you say you were supposed to have gotten from WIADCA?
Because we didn't get it till...
Why didn't you get it?
When we get it...
Did you apply in time?
Yes.
And
Watica wasn't nothing to apply for. That's what Watica promised they would give to all the bands.
You see, I'm just trying to be clear here because you said it is kind of your fault. I'm trying to understand. You say it's Despers USA fault, but what I'm hearing is more that you had applied for it and you were awaiting its receipt.
Yeah, we was waiting on it, and then we wasn't really on it to get it from them, like.
But they were supposed to have given it to you.
Yes.
So therefore, it's not Despers USA fault. I'm just trying to clarify here. You applied for it. You did the paperwork. You did the administrative part. You just did not receive this
on time.
On time from the event organizer, Wiatka. And in addition, the information as far as the meeting that had happened with the precinct did not seem to filter down to the rank and file who would turn up here whenever the community called them before the cutoff time. Is that a good synopsis?
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Go ahead.
But when we had the meeting with the community, we came up with an agreement that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, no drums, no rhythm.
You're saying to me that the steel orchestra would come together, they would practice the different voices, be it tenors, be it basses, be it any part of the band.
Yes.
But you had an agreement that said no rhythm.
Yes. We didn't have to do that, but we didn't want.
But that's what you decided.
Yes.
To kind of work with the community and be as less intrusive as possible. Did that help?
No, because they didn't care. There was one lady in the meeting said, she don't want us there. They don't want us there. They don't care. They don't want us there.
They don't want steel orchestra practice here in the schoolyard.
Yes, they don't want that noise. They don't want that here.
Oh, noise.
Period. Plain. They don't want that here.
So this was one of the main challenges for the season then.
Yep. Getting shut down at 10 o'clock. How much you could do.
So as the season went on, closer to the time, the final 2 weeks, what was that like for you, for Despers USA?
It was a little frustrating because the players really wanted to practice.
Because as the event got closer,
yes, it got closer, so
the panorama vibe started to flow
yep,
even more.
And
so
when we just getting into stuff,
just locked while you're practicing, you had to shut down. And you say 10, even though the official time you had been given was 11. So essentially,
and we stopped at 10 o'clock on the dot. They would still call the cops. One time they called the cops and said we out here practicing till 2 in the morning.
Which was not possible. Which could not happen.
2 in the morning, I'm on my way to work.
Point taken. Point taken. Well, people seem to lie like they breathe at times. What can I say?
But there's some good
people in the community. So you have the good and the bad.
Yep.
But this has been a trying year for you. This is your first year, Despers USA. It's the first year that Despers has experienced this because, as I said, coming from a place where you were at for like more than 30 plus years, having a panyard and then having to deal with this upending of practice at around 10 o'clock is really challenging.
Yeah, and then sometimes I feel it for the players because you can see they get frustrated. They get frustrated and disappointed. So I didn't want that as my first year being captain, like the players disappointed again, frustrated.
What is 2025 looking like given what has happened this year? And I know it's not easy to sit here and look forward to that time because there's so much that can happen, and depending on where the band ends up, back here or somewhere else.
No, we're not coming back here.
Okay, not coming back here. So you have to, you're starting from now to look forward.
Starting from now.
To look for a
like
panyard.
This year, I think it helped me to understand being a captain more. It helped me to
the responsibility of management.
And to prepare. You see, preparation, you have to prepare from early. You cannot wait last minute because everything pile up on you, and then you get frustrated. Then your players get frustrated, and then
real estate in New York right now is just a bit on the challenging side, to put it mildly. I mean, right now you're in Brownsville. You're bordering Crown Heights, which is interesting, where we're from originally, but still, even though you might be near the industrial area across that way, you're still bounded by the residential, the community area. So that might be a challenge going forward wherever you happen to go.
Depends on the area.
Depends on the area.
Yeah, depends on the area.
Okay.
Yeah, there's one spot where I saw, I wanted, but they wanted $10,000.
A month?
He was only going to get it for 2 weeks.
They want $10,000 for 2 weeks?
They wanted $10,000.
I'm sorry. At $10,000 for 2 weeks in a place that usually is not.
It's not even being used.
Not only being used. Some of these places, when the steel orchestras go, they have to clean up a whole lot.
Yeah.
It's usually really derelict looking,
Mm-hmm.
and the bands, they clean it up, and you're telling me something about $10,000 for 2 weeks?
Yeah, $10,000.
Interesting owners of these real estate places in Brooklyn. We've got to look into that. All right, so now we know what has transpired, and despite all that, you guys still put on a show for Panorama Night, and this is really good. How were the players after? Or even on the drag?
They were excited.
That's pretty cool. The energy.
There was a togetherness.
That's good.
That I haven't seen in the band in a very long time.
Well, it's a difference, eh? You said as a captaincy, you implemented different ways of doing things, and you said that was what you wanted to do, make them feel appreciated, cared for, not just a body on the stage, but a member of a family, of a music family.
Yeah.
And obviously you accomplished that, and even with what was going on, the adversity tended probably to pull the band together.
Yeah.
So, right.
There was, especially Panorama Night, there was a togetherness that
That's good.
I haven't felt in a long
that is so
long time.
That is so good to hear. Wow.
But 2025,
different vibe. Okay. And you already started to work on that.
Yes, I learned a lot. I learned from my mistakes. I have a good committee that's backing me.
How many people in the committee?
8 of us.
Okay.
8 of us. It's Kamal. He's the president. Jessica. She's the vice president.
No.
We have Stephanie, the treasurer. My vice captain, Sharon. That's my
Samuel.
Yeah. My bass partner for life.
Oh yeah.
And
excellent
we have
educator as well.
DJ, another vice captain, and we have Bria.
Blake?
Yes. And yeah, that's it.
And this is really good. And you
we have Odie.
But not only that, you have the support of the elders, the elders, the Verns, the Clems when he comes up. It's like, this is really good. So you have So you have the legacy, the knowledge, because they've been through trials and tribulations themselves, even from back in Trinidad as part of the original Despers Steel Orchestra, which Despers USA is the Brooklyn, New York part of the band or of the music organization. You have that legacy from back in the days of Rudolph the Hammer, right? And of course, now you have the energy of the younger generation coming up. This is excellent. And now you have the camaraderie of the band, which you said really came together, even though it was a trying situation.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, this is good.
It was trying, but a lot of credit goes to Odie. Odie too.
An old soul. Old, excellent soul. Yeah.
Odie is just different. His music is just his vibes that he brings to the band.
And we must say that worked well in 2018 for the Year for Love, which was your championship year. And you're looking for another championship. You guys are hungry.
Yeah, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. I'm not scared of losing. So.
Well, every time you take the stage, it's another step in the right direction. So, as a captain, you had, I would say, an interesting outlook at the beginning. You wanted to do your best, as you were posting on Facebook, and you were looking at support and of lessons learned. What do you think was your support structure like in terms of who you looked at, in terms of not necessarily emulation, but as a guide, as you've stepped into the captaincy for the first time for Despers USA?
So what a lot of people didn't know is Candice from Renegades.
Yes, Brumant.
I always call her and ask her for anything. Desiree from Invaders.
Maya's.
Yeah, I admire.
So you had everything under control, and they had you. They were the wind beneath your wings, right? Okay.
The video we dropped with Michael Tasia. That was a link through Candice.
She got it going on. So you had
Candice is always there to help. Always
that lady is running Renegades to a certain extent. Renegades Steel Orchestra is not an easy band. These are all legacy championship bands. I mean, with that kind of experience, that kind of guidance, Desiree Maya's Invaders, I mean, this works well. Let me ask you a question. Just like in Trinidad, what happens in New York sometimes in the steel pan landscape is that there are not enough players to go around. And we have players playing in different bands, and they have to be, I would say, practicing in different bands. Did that occur with Despers this year, and did it affect
it didn't affect Despers because 80% of the players in Despers only play with Despers.
Okay, so then that's good.
So it wasn't that much other players that played with other bands. Okay, so it's not like
a significant percentage when they weren't there.
Yeah,
okay,
but we had players from Canada, Connecticut, London.
So those are people who came in specifically for Despers.
For Despers.
Right. So, and then you had a Despers core, which is always there.
Despers core. If you notice, we had a new front line.
Yeah, we saw it.
That was a new front line, and they actually wasn't old players. They were the younger ones. Coming up. So.
Yeah. So what do you think 2025 is looking like for you?
Right now, my goal is to do Despers USA in concert in May. That's our focus right now, and we're trying to build the stateside. Build back the stateside, bring back the band, do some gigs and stuff. Change the game. That's what I want us to do, change the game.
And also,
I'm always thinking, what can I do better? What can I do better? But what we never see is Despers in concert. And that is my main focus right now.
You're going to be looking forward to that.
Yes. And I have to see Despers USA in concert.
But you also have, I would say, an experience in that, being part of the panist suite.
Yeah, yes.
Concerts which
BSO.
Exactly, BSO Brooklyn Steel Orchestra. So it's not to say that you're coming out green. I mean, so there is history for that. But with the focus in Despers USA, we can't say 2.0 anymore. We should say like 3 or 4.0, simply because times have moved on.
5.0.
Oh, hey, Despers 5.0.
Despers 5.0.
This is good. Well, anything else you want to touch on before, we say officially goodbye to another panorama season?
Now, what I want to say is,
especially to your players.
Yes.
Your
thanks
heart.
to all my players, those that came from far, from
Canada,
Connecticut, UK, the whole crew. You all know yourself. Thanks for coming out. I hope I see you all next year, because next year going to be greater. Despers going to be greater. That's it. Thanks to my arranger, Odie Franklin. Thanks to my Odie Franklin.
Your committee.
My committee. The whole Despers family, all the elders.
The ladies who helped you, Candice, Desiree.
Savannah, thanks to Savannah. Thanks to Crystal Grant, her Islandware company sponsors us. And a big thank you. A lot of people did not know we had an Player of the Year award.
Okay, and this was
and it actually came from Trinidad. They actually did that for us. And that was very nice of them. They didn't have to do that.
Okay, so Player of the Year in respect to Despers USA?
Yes.
Okay.
That was supposed to happen on the night for the awards, but the flight came in late and stuff, so we could not get it. But they get it on Panorama Day, which was even better. It was even better.
Is good. Well, we're wishing you all the best. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule from work, just to talk about what your season was like, and wishing you all the best going forward, not just for 2025, but for all the years beyond.
Yep, and remember, support who supports you.
Thank you, Kern.